In this segment, we're going to take a look at something called the leading term test, and this is for polynomial functions. And what it does is it helps us determine the end behavior of a polynomial graph. That is, what happens when x gets really big on the positive side towards the right side, or really small on the negative or the left side. Okay, and this is the way it works. There's two questions that we're going to ask ourselves involving that leading term. We're going to ask about the coefficient. That's the number part of that term with the highest exponent. Is that coefficient positive? If so, then the right side, as x goes to positive infinity, that side has to go up. If, on the other hand, that leading term is negative, then that right side eventually will go down. The second question is not about the exponent, the coefficient, it's about the exponent. Now here we know because it's a polynomial it has to be not negative, so we ask instead, is it even or is it odd? If the exponent's an even exponent, then ends do the same thing. Okay, I like to think even means kind of the same, so that makes sense to me. And odd, if the exponent's an odd, like a 1 or a 3 or a 5, then the ends are going to go the opposite direction. Okay, here my way is O and O. All right, let's take a look at a couple examples. First one, f of x is equal to 4x to the fifth minus blah, blah, blah. We're not interested in the rest of this at all. This is about the leading term, the term that has the highest degree, highest exponent. So we're just going to focus in on this. And the two questions again are, what about that coefficient? Well, this is a positive one, so that means this right side over here has to go up. So I'm just going to draw a little arrow there. I don't know what happens in the middle, so just some dotted dash line in there. Second question is, what about this exponent? Well, if this exponent is odd, remember the question is even or odd for the exponent. If it's odd, odd goes with opposite. So that means if the right side's going up, the left side's going to go down. Okay, I can put it in my calculator and verify that, but I really don't need to if I just ask myself those two questions. This next one, so I'm looking at it, making sure it's in order. This is the highest degree term. First question is, what about my coefficient? Well, it's negative this time, so that means on my right side I'm going to draw my arrow down. Then the exponent is even, so that means things are the same, so both sides are down. Right? Number 3, what if I have a negative 2x cubed as my leading term? Well, again, the right side's going to have to go down because that's negative, and then my exponent is odd, so the other side goes the opposite and actually comes from up here, does some stuff, and then goes down. And the last example I have, if 5x to the fourth is my leading term, okay, so this coefficient, positive or negative, it's positive, so we're going up on the right, and then my exponent's a 4, that's even, everything's the same, so I have both sides going up like that. All right, what if we go backwards? If I give you a picture, can you tell me something about the leading term? Well, in this one, I'm going to look and I notice that this right side is up, and because this side is up, that's telling me what? My coefficient has to be positive, right? Then I notice, well, my ends are doing opposite things, so the exponent is going to have to be odd, okay? So I can match it up. And then down here, let's see, well, the right side's down, so I'm dealing with a negative number, and because both sides do the same thing, we must have an even exponent, so maybe like a negative 3x to the fourth or something like that.